Good morning and welcome. I want to welcome everyone to this awesome event. This is not only a celebration, but of course, a dedication for Commissioner Todd B. Portune. I'm going to say a few words and then I'll pass it for other people that have had him as part of their life. But what I'd like to say is that this is such a befitting tribute for Commissioner Todd Portune. I've known him for over 25 years, and the dedication of this edifice, the Hamilton County Administration Building, is befitting for his character. He was a person who was strong as it relates to Hamilton County residents and fighting for them. And he was such a passionate worker, and he spent so much of his time at the building that we're getting ready to dedicate. So right now, with no further ado, I'm going to pass it on to some other persons on the screen that have some comments. And then at the end of the comments, we will open it up for reporters who may have some questions. Vice President Alicia Reese.
Thank you, Madam President. And certainly today, this dedication, I'm very excited to be a part of naming this building official dedication to the Todd Portune Center for Government. And what I really believe that that name means is the center of helping people. And I can't think of a better time right now when so many people are out there hurting and needing help, and the work that we do at the Hamilton County Commission to try to help them with housing and help them to hold on to their homes, be able to pay their gas and electric, to be able to make it through these tough times, so that we can have a stronger Hamilton County. Now, my interaction with Todd Portune goes back far. While I was in college, and I used to watch Todd Portune, and then I had an opportunity to really interact with him. And my mother were very tight because my mother at the time was fighting cancer and multiple sclerosis, and Todd Portune was coming to Integrity Hall that was owned by my parents, Stephen and Barbara Reese. And then Todd Portune had one of his first campaign offices at Integrity Hall. And so I got a chance to see the campaigns. I would go on to serve with him on Cincinnati City Council and get a chance to us both being elected to City Council and work with him on issues of accessibility issues. We were able to get a lot of things accomplished at the city, making it more accessible for people who are in wheelchairs, et cetera, in our city. And we worked on a lot of issues, but that was one of the ones that I really enjoyed working with him on. And then when he ran for governor, I was president of the Ohio Legislative Black Caucus and had been elected to the state as a state representative. And one of the things that we wanted to make sure, that was a bold move to run from governor from Southwest Ohio, and wanted him to have a fair opportunity. And one of the things we were able to do is introduce him to folks up at the northern part of the state. Many of them are on today. I invited them to come on because they had a chance to meet and work with him, and they wanted to be a part of this today. And then we got a chance to serve together in the Democratic State Party. And so certainly we were working to try to make sure that the party was more inclusive, and we were both on the executive committee. So I've had some different opportunities to work with him at the city, the state level, and now I'm excited to be elected and be able to be a part of this dedication of this building to continue the work to help people. So I just want to say that his work will not be in vain. We will continue to build on that, and I'm excited to do that. I would be remiss to not, if I didn't mention the work that we did together on voting rights. We did a lot of work on voting rights together as I was doing the Voter Bill of Rights, and he was very supportive of that, making sure that everyone's vote is counted and people were not purged incorrectly. And so we got a chance to work together on those things. At this time, I'm excited to turn it over to Commissioner Driehaus, who will have some words, and followed by others who will be able to talk about the work of Todd Portune.
Thank you. Thanks, Commissioner Reese. I'm delighted to be here this morning to talk about my friend, Todd Portune. It strikes me that all of us have long-standing relationships with Todd. I think that speaks to his longevity and ours and maybe our age. But, you know, he had such an impact on this community as you can see from everyone that's spoken and everybody that will speak. So, I worked for Todd back in the 90s at City Hall. I was one of his legislative aides, and he was prolific then with his ideas and vision and all the things that he wanted to accomplish at the city level. And he carried that obviously to the county level, so that when I got elected in 16 and he became the president of the commission and in a majority, there was a lot of work to do, and he had a very long list. And we started that work then and continued until he passed away. I mean, he worked up to the very last moment to make sure that he got accomplished as much as possible, the work for the people of this county. So I love also that the name of the building is the Todd B. Portun Center for County Government, because that's how Todd spoke, like in these long phrases that would capture all the things he was trying to accomplish. He was well-spoken and had a lot to say. And so I just love that. There it is. It's on the screen. And I call it the Todd, by the way, because that's who I am. But anyway, Todd was such an icon in this community for his leadership, but also his compassion for every person in this community, and is really his love for every person in this community. So again, delighted to be here to help honor Todd Portun. And I believe I'm turning it over to my friend, Dwight Tillery, who is also a long-term friend of Commissioner Portun's.
Thank you, Commissioner Driehaus, and good morning. I want to thank the commissioners for giving me an opportunity to speak at this important dedication. I want to especially thank former Commissioner Parks for asking me to be on this program and taking the leadership in getting the Hamilton County building to be named after Todd B. Portun. This naming is such an honor and recognition of a true public servant, and it will ensure that Commissioner Portun's name will not be forgotten. Todd was my friend and confidant, but he was also someone who I admired and a person who demonstrated what real courage is all about. This dedication is not just for someone who spent close to 2 decades in that building, but a person who worked so very hard through his own adversities to serve the people of this county. This dedication is quite fitting for a man who gave his life to the people of this county. Thank you, and now I understand I should turn this over to Commissioner or former Commissioner Victoria Parks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, former Mayor Dwight Tillery. This is such an honor. It's hard for me to believe that Todd has been gone an entire year. I miss him so much. And I agree with Commissioner Driehaus that the name of the building, it should be long. It should be prolific. The Todd B. Portun is Center for County Government. Doesn't it sound just like him? So I miss him. He was my friend and mentor. I learned so much from him, and he just will always live in my heart. But right now, we dedicate this building, the Todd B. Portun Center for County Government, because Todd had the nerve to dream. He had the faith to believe in people, the vision to know that a unified county will blossom when all its citizens' gifts and talents are anxiously awaited and joyfully accepted. When we dedicate something to a person, we utilize a symbol to demonstrate our regard, affection, and respect for the person. We memorialize to leave an example of who we honor and why for the future. In this case, we utilize the building, the workplace where Todd Portun came and went, met and negotiated, agreed, disagreed, spoke for hours, wrote brilliant legislation, fought great and noble fights. Some he won, some he lost. He wrestled with theories, concepts, hypotheses, and ideas that would lead to a more equitable county where each citizen's gifts and talents were accepted. And Todd meant every citizen. Todd was a true servant of the people during his distinguished career that included 8 years on city council and just a few days short of 20 years as county commissioner. There is an array of accomplishments we attribute to Todd, and I will mention only a few because we just don't have all day. Todd was chair of the Hamilton County Transportation Improvement District. He's past president and county delegate to OKI. That's the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana Regional Council of Governments Board of Trustees. He was past president of the county's Emergency Management Agency's Executive Committee. He chaired the County Homeland Security Commission, past president of the Hamilton County Family and Children First Council, 15-year chair of the Hamilton County Solid Waste Management District Policy Committee, and under his leadership, the promise of the bank's riverfront development projects has become an unequivocal success, completed on time and under budget, which Todd would remind us. I look forward to concerts at our new music venue on the banks, completed in the next month. Todd, that's one of the last fights that Todd won. And I just can't wait to attend a concert there. So Commissioner Platoon spearheaded a county agenda focused on fiscal discipline, improvement of public health, environmental justice, care for and prevention against abuse, abandonment, and neglect of the county's seniors and children, economic development and strategic and prudent transportation enhancements, and so much more. Todd's growth agenda for the county focused on sound land use planning, regional transportation enhancements, and strategic economic development investments. Under his leadership, the promise of the bank's riverfront development projects has become an unequivocal success, with over 1.5 billion in value and more than 5,000 jobs. Todd focused on practical issues that people like you and I care about, the passion he brought to Cradle Cincinnati to address the heartbreaking issue of infant mortality. It saved lives and prevented unfathomable pain. The creation of the Oral Health Coalition is on path to have oral health folded into healthcare. This team has accomplished an enormous amount of work in a very short time, thanks to Commissioner Platoon. Hamilton County has an Office of Economic Inclusion and Equity and an Office of Reentry that works to reduce recidivism. Our county, which is the only one in Ohio, we pay family members to take care of their own children in the foster care system. That's big. Well, I could go on and on, but what I think Todd would want me to say is this. If you're gonna work on something, work on working together. Work on listening to one another. Do not be afraid of opposing views. You might just learn something, like my mama would say. The next person's point of view is as important as yours, and it possesses that person's background, experiences, and passions, just like yours does. Today, on the 1-year anniversary of Todd B. Purtune going to his eternal rest, we dedicate this building made of brick and mortar. It's the best we can do. It would be more fitting to dedicate heart and soul the way Todd dedicated his to us. Bridget, will you kindly bring forth our plaques? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the unveiling of the plaques that will grace the lobby of the Todd B. Purtune Center for County Government. And what it says is public service is in my blood. It's a mission, a calling. It's not a job. It's what I am. It's what I've been about. And I love what I do. That's Todd's quote. Longtime Hamilton County Commissioner Todd Purtune was first elected to the Board of County Commissioners on November 2nd in the year 2000, after having served 8 years on Cincinnati City Council. Commissioner Purtune was reelected 4 times and retired during his 5th term as one of the longest serving commissioners in Hamilton County's history. Commissioner Purtune was a very proud graduate of Corrine High School in 1976 and Oberlin College in 1980. He was accepted to law school at the University of Cincinnati, where he became president of the Student Bar Association, received Order of Barrister's honors, and graduated in 1983. Commissioner Purtune's many contributions to the people of Hamilton County include spearheading a county agenda focused on public health, environmental justice, economic inclusion, strategic transportation enhancements, and protecting children and seniors. So that is that, and we have one other plaque to unveil. Hey, Bridget, we have one other plaque to unveil. Yeah, there. It says Todd B. Purtune Center for County Government. It's dedicated to the memory of Todd in recognition of his extraordinary vision, leadership, and service to the people of Hamilton County. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to introduce Todd's son, Mr. Ethan Purtune.
Thank you, Victoria.
Oh, my pleasure.
I just want to start off by just saying how thankful and honored our family is that he's getting this recognition. You all know as well as I do how many hours he put into that building. And I really think that he showed just what it means to be a public servant. You know, he wasn't in it for the power, the glory, or anything like that. He always told me that he worked for the people. So I just hope that this gesture and this dedication reminds everyone when they go to work that day to just be a little bit more like Todd.
Yeah.
And I know our family appreciates it, and I'm sure the people of Hamilton County will appreciate it for years to come. So thank you, and I'm really looking forward to being able to go down there and see it in person.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Ethan. So with that, we conclude our presentation, and we thank everyone for coming. Blessings.
Thank you all for all your awesome comments and all your memories of Todd, and especially Ethan. You know, when I hear you talk, you know who I hear, you know. God bless you. And so I am glad that we were able to pull this dedication off. And Commissioner Victoria Parks, she coordinated all of this. So thank you so much, former Commissioner Victoria Parks. So this was awesome. We're going to open it up now for any questions that any of the reporters may have. Bridget.
Okay, so if reporters have questions, if they would just indicate by raising their hand, we will unmute on our end. And after giving it a minute, it looks like there are no questions right now. Thank you, commissioners.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for coming. And it was really good to see you, Dwight, also. And I know your relationship with Commissioner Portune. So thank you, everyone. And I think it was a great dedication. So have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.